Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Crafts with Kim. So today I'm going to show you a few Easter crafts that we did, and I'm using the ceramic bunny and some tissue paper and some Mod Podge. So this is a pretty easy craft that I found really fun to do. All you do is take one of those ceramic bunnies that came from the Dollar Tree and you put some Mod Podge on it throughout the whole entire bunny. And when you do this, just make sure you do need to use quite a bit of Mod Podge because it will really help the tissue paper stick to it. So I just made sure that I kind of saturated the bunny all onto one side just because I like to do a little at a time. And then I just took some Mod Podge, and some tissue paper, and I just ripped it. I got this tissue paper at the Dollar Tree as well. I really like it. It has just polka dots and flowers on it, and I thought it was very spring. So then you're just going to form the tissue paper onto the bunny all around it. And you just continue doing that, and then you just keep adding more Mod Podge along the way after you get that kind of molded on. And it doesn't really matter how big or how small the tissue paper is, because you're going to put it throughout the bunny and keep adding Mod Podge on. So that's what I'm doing here, just adding some more Mod Podge and getting the edges to stick. And then I'm just going to keep adding little pieces on throughout. And sometimes you have to stick a little more Mod Podge on, apparently, because I didn't get enough on there, so that little piece wasn't going to stick. So I just had to add a little more on there. And you're going to keep doing that until you get it to your liking. So I made two of these. I made one with the flower tissue paper, and then I made another one that had just black and white polka dots. I really like how the flower one turned out. I do like the black and white one, and I think that they look good together because the flower one does have polka dots on it as well. But you also want to make sure that you get it right in the creases as well. And this is just me forming it on there and getting it so that I'm making sure that it's all on. And then when you get it to your liking and how much tissue paper you have on it, you want to make sure that you Mod Podge the whole entire things, the whole entire bunny, so that way you can make sure it seals. And this is how they came out. I really liked it, and I hope that you like it as well. This was really fun to do, and you can try out all different kinds of tissue paper, and Dollar Tree has so many that is so nice to use. So next up is I'm using one of those bunnies, the wooden bunnies that you can get at Dollar Tree, and I'm using some spring green. I really love that color. And I also using white. I mix those two colors together to make it just a little bit lighter. And then I just painted the entire bunny with it. And I just really love this color. It's a really great spring color, and it goes with a lot of my decor that I have. So you're just going to paint the whole entire bunny. I had used this for another project at one time, and I didn't like it, so I took it apart. So that's why you see there's little rips. I had taken off hot glue off of it. But you end up putting about, I think I did 2 or 3 coats of this paint on there and blow drying in between. And I just so there, I got it all painted. And now I am taking some florals, and I got these at the Dollar Tree as well, except for the lamb's ears came from Walmart. And I just cut took the little petals off and I cut the little stem part off. And then I'm just gonna hot glue these and put them up on the bunny's head. And I just think that these flowers are just so pretty. I don't even know what they're called for flowers, but they're just really pretty, and I think they're very spring-like. So I thought that they would make a great attribute to this bunny. And so you're just going to hot glue them. You see I have the finger protectors on because I do not want to burn myself. And those really do help. So if you have a issue with burning yourself, please get those at Dollar Tree because they really work really well. So I'm just gonna, I think I hot glued 3 flowers on the top, and I just am lifting it up to see how it looks, and I think that it looks great. And then I just took leaves off of the stems of the lamb's ear that I got at Walmart, and I just picked off 3 leaves that I liked, and I'm just going to add them underneath the flowers. I just think that the lamb's ear is a spring-like, and I actually use it a lot. You can get it really cheap at Walmart, so I think I paid like $1 for the lamb's ear. So it's really cheap, and you can get that right in the floral section. So now I'm taking ribbon, and it's polka dotted ribbon I got at the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to hot glue it to the center of the bunny. And I just think that this polka dot ribbon is just so gorgeous, and I just think that it gives the bunny a nice look and really brings out the green paint as well. So I'm just going to measure this and cut the ribbon accordingly to have it fit. And I just like it to get nice and tight. So I thought that I was going to tie it, but then I ended up changing my mind, and I ended up just cutting it and hot gluing it down to the center. And then hot gluing it to the back. I really do love this polka dot ribbon, like I said before, and I just think that it looks really nice with this green and the flowers at the top. So all you have to do is just flip it over. That mat had a little green paint on it, so I didn't want to get that on the front. And so just hot gluing the back. And I usually do cover the back after I'm finished with my project with craft paper, but I didn't with this one just because it's going to be hanging at my house, and it's going to be against the wall, so I didn't really care. So, but if you want it to look more finished, you definitely can just hot glue place it down on some craft paper, and you can make it look like a finished product if you were going to sell these or anything like that. So I'm just trying out how I wanted to do the center. I have these buttons, of course, and you all know I love buttons. And then I tried doing a flower, but I didn't like it. I ended up going with a button. And I'm sorry I didn't show you this, but I made a bow. I did it off camera. And so I just attached this bow, and it's just like some little lace ribbon that I got from the Dollar Tree. And if you guys have not checked out ribbon at Dollar Tree, you really should. They have really great options. And now I'm going to attach the button. I really love adding buttons to a lot of my crafts. It just makes it just adds a little something to it. And just want to make sure that you don't get too much glue, because then of course it will sink through the holes on the front. But if that happens, you can just take a little scraper or a straight edge and you can just scrape it off. And sometimes you can just peel it off as well with that. See, that's where I was trying out the flower, and I was like, nah, I'll just use the button. And I also get my buttons at the Dollar Tree. You can find those at the front of the store. in little jars, and they have all different colors, all different styles, small, big, large. And for $1.25, it's not that bad for how many buttons you get. I think it's a great offer. I think it's a great steal. So just picking off the glue that I got on there. And I think that out of all of today's crafts that I did, I think this bunny is my favorite. I just think that it came out really awesome, and it's going to look great with my decor. Don't forget to subscribe and also to like my videos as well as comment. I really love this. I really love all of your comments, that when you put them, it really helps my channel grow, and it really helps everything. So now I'm just dry brushing a little with burnt umber. I just like this look. It's what I do. And then look how this bunny came out. I just think that it's so gorgeous, and I absolutely love it. Look at those gorgeous flowers. They just look so pretty, and the button, it just ties it all together. Next up is I'm using these wooden eggs from Dollar Tree. I'm using a wet wipe and also some burnt umber. So I originally was going to just stain the outside of the egg, which you'll see me doing here. And you also want to make sure that you sand these wooden eggs as well, because they're kind of rough on the edges, and you don't want any of that rough wood, or you don't want to get a splinter in your finger. So then I sanded it all. I put stain all the way around, and then I'm using some Apple Barrel antique white. I just love that color, but I ended up not liking the stain around it, so I ended up just painting over the staining part with the antique white, because I just think that it was just too much, and I just didn't like it at all. But you never know unless you try, so that's why I tried it out, but I just didn't like it. So you'll see here where I just made them all white, and I just think it looks so much better. So I have these window clings from the Dollar Tree, and I just think they're absolutely gorgeous. And I took these two, they're very spring, and I am going to Mod Podge them onto these eggs, which you can do so many things with those window clings. And so you want to make sure that you get a good amount of Mod Podge on the backs of the window clings. And I just think that they're gorgeous, and they have so many options at the Dollar Tree with these window clings. You can just do so many things, like I said. So once you get it all, the Mod Podge on, you want to make sure that you get it centered in the egg, and you can just go around the edges. And I have this little tool. It actually comes from Pampered Chef, because I also sell Pampered Chef as well. I'm a consultant. So I use this little scraper tool that I have a lot of. They're called pan scrapers, and I use that, and it really helps to get the air bubbles out and everything. And you'll also get a little excess of Mod Podge. You can just wipe it away, and you just want to keep going around and making sure that you have no air bubbles. And I'm going to do it to the other side. I just think that this adds so much to it, and it just brings it to a whole new level. And look, and you want to Mod Podge over. I actually put it on the whole entire egg, because I just think that it looks nicer if you do it around. It looks a lot nicer than just going around the window cling. So I do it on the whole entire front surface of the egg. And then you can blow dry them and to get that dry. And while it is warm, I kind of like go around the edges as well with it so that it can get it really nice. So this is how these turned out, and I added ribbon on the bottom. I'm sorry that I didn't show that in the video, and I think that these are so absolutely gorgeous. And I added a little pearl that you can get at the Dollar Tree as well. I hope you like this, and if you do, give me a egg in the comments if you like these. Our final project today is going to be using these little signs that you can get at the Dollar Tree. And I really like these ones because you can take the backs out. So you have to be careful because some of them that you get, you can't do that with. And pretty much, you don't have to do anything. I was going to rip that off, but then I was like, nah, I'm just going to use the other side. So using my antique white, I am going to quickly brush over the little back of the sign. I'm running out of antique white, so I need to get some more, so you're just going to want to quickly paint it. It doesn't have to be perfect because I personally think it looks nice with the little brown showing through, but that's my own personal liking. If you don't like it that way, then you can paint it completely and you may have to do a couple coats, but I just like it how it came out. So then once you get it painted how you like it, I'm just taking a piece of sandpaper and I'm going around the edges just to distress it just a little. And so around the edges I get a little more heavy with the sanding, and then I go into the middle as well. And if you get too heavy-handed with the sanding, you can always go in with your antique white again and fix it. But I really like how this looks, and I just think that it looks more like my style. So then I have this other window cling, and it just says Easter Blessings, and I just think it's adorable. I love the wreath. I love the whole look of it. So the window cling was just a little too big for this piece of cardboard, so I just cut some of it off. I didn't really measure, I kind of just eyeballed it, but it worked out perfectly. I'm just trying to get it as straight as I can on there and to make sure that all the edges are going to fit on there. And these are so easy to work with. You can cut it, you could anything. So now I'm taking Mod Podge again, and I am going to brush it on the back side. And you're, like I said in the other video, you want to make sure that you get the edges really well so that they don't curl up. And then you're going to want to try to get this on there as even as you can. And don't actually press down until you have it exactly how you want that. And I'm going to use my pan scraper from Pampered Chef again. And like I said, if a little Mod Podge comes out, it's okay because you can just wipe it away and get it off. But this really, really gets the bubbles out and it makes it lay pretty flat. And you're going to want to Mod Podge the whole entire piece again and blow dry it and dry it. And once it's still kind of warm, I like to press down on the edges as well because that just helps to seal it. Oh, that looks so cute. I love it. I did take my scissors once again and cut around the edges just because there was a little more sticking out. You could also Mod Podge it because you're not going to see it once you put it in the frame. You could, I just also made sure that when I did Mod Podge go over it all again, I just made sure that I got those edges really, really well, and so that way it doesn't peel up. When I am Mod Podging, I always go the same direction. I don't know if it really makes a difference, but that's just what I do. So now it's all dry and I'm going to put it back in the frame. And once again, you can cover the back if you don't like it. It's going at my house, so I didn't care because it's up against a wall and no one will see it. This just came out really awesome and so simple to do. But look how much this it just looks gorgeous. I think that it just brings this to a whole new level. So I hope you really like all of the crafts that I showed you today. And I will not be doing a haul this weekend, but I wanted to get you these crafts, and I really enjoyed doing these Easter crafts, and I hope that you guys are doing some as well. Please share if you do. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and a great weekend. I will see you next time. Bye.